on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none left. Going till there ain't nothing. Keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none left. Going till there ain't nothing. Keep the flame on. Nothing. Keep the flame on. Nothing. Keep the flame. Keep the flame. Keep the flame on.
Finished up this week what I felt was a good week of practice. Looking forward to a great showing this Sunday. As I mentioned early in the week, good opportunity for us to try to go in this kind of environment, which playing there, being there, coaching there several times, it is a playoff kind of environment, you know, with the crowd noise and those kind of things. So we got to do a great job in having the right mindset.
The iconic Space Needle, the big wheel, and oh yes, tossing fish at the market is a telltale sign you're in the beautiful city of Seattle, Washington.
TJ! TJ! Hey! You're watching the Carolina Pro Football Report on ADSN.
It's game day, baby.
Welcome to Seattle.
Welcome to Seattle.
Welcome to Seattle.
It's a great day for some NFL football here in the Emerald City as the Carolina Panthers get set to take on the Seattle Seahawks. With the top spot in the NFC South still a reach for Carolina, this game plays a key role in measuring the Panthers' ability to win on the road, which they will have to do to stay in contention. And today we'll be able to see if they've shaken off the dust from the bye week. As you heard moments ago, interim head coach Steve Wilks still firmly believes his squad has what it takes to get there, especially in a playoff-like atmosphere like they will experience today. And welcome to Lumen Field. I'm Joby Smith for the Carolina Football Report here in Seattle, Washington. The biggest news this week was the release of Baker Mayfield on Monday. There were mixed emotions throughout the locker room, but all agreed that the season must roll on with the remaining quarterback options in Sam Darnold and P.J. Walker. Mayfield, however, was picked up off waivers by the L.A. Rams just 2 days later on Thursday night. Mayfield put on a performance more convincing than almost everything he had displayed with the Panthers. Mayfield came off the bench to take the Rams from a 13-point deficit to a 17-16 win over the Raiders, going 22 of 35 for 230 yards in the air. Now for today's matchup, the last time these two teams met, Carolina came up short against the Seahawks. Russell Wilson was quarterback at the time, and in true Russell Wilson fashion, he responded with big-time plays, including the final drive that ate up the clock and made it impossible for the Panthers to rally back. Wilson was 20 of 26 for 286 yards and 2 TDs. Meanwhile, running back Chris Carson ran for 133 yards and 2 scores atop the Panthers, 32-27. Seattle completely dominated the all-time series, 10-4. Now today's matchup features two totally different teams. As for Carolina Panthers, it's the third starting QB of the season. And I'll tell you what, with more on the Panthers offense, let's check in with ADSN analyst Charles Arbuckle.
All right, so it's simple this week. If the Panthers are going to win in Lumen Field, which is one of the loudest places in the NFL, outdoor stadium, mind you, outside of Arrowhead, they're going to have to run the football. Deontay Foreman, when he rushes the football 15 times, he gets over 100 yards. The rush attempts are going to be really important. I'd like to see 20 to 25 for him. That gets him in the 100-yard range. Seattle's rush defense, 31st. Let me repeat that, 31st. They ain't but 32 teams, so they're not real good on rush defense. Offensive coordinator, you hear me on that? Run the football. That sets up everything else. This Panthers offense cannot throw the football effectively, but their offensive linemen love to come off and tee off, especially on this 3-4 defense where you have a big center nose guard, punta forward. But if you move him around and you get those other guys moving, they will have rush lanes. That sets up DJ Moore. That sets up everything. What am I going to say again? Run the football today, you have success. That's simple.
Now, the Carolina run game should be on point no matter who gets the nod. Ben McAdoo talks about that throughout the week.
We had Christian earlier on in the season, right, and Deontay. We got a bunch of backs here who we have confidence in, who are capable players. We have some linemen who have a say in how we run the ball, and some tight ends, and quarterbacks keep us in the right play, and our receivers have been doing a nice job blocking too. So we have confidence in our ball carriers, whoever that may be on Sunday, and we're going to run the ball. Regardless of somebody's got to play in the game, right? And we'll roll it out there, and we'll put a good plan together and put them in a position to be successful and go play.
Now, the Panthers defense has been successful stopping the run after a slow start, but they have been more effective against air attacks this season, primarily because of the play from J.C. Horn. Horn has 25 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 5 passes defended, but his ability to force teams to stay away from his side of the field is tremendous. And with Dante Jackson out due to his Achilles injury, Horn has been an anchor for the secondary, but he's not alone in the effort. With more on the Panthers defense, let's check in with ADSN analyst and former Carolina Panther, Colin Cole.
So for the Panthers, it's got to start up front. It's got to start with Brian Burns, Frankie Louvu, Marquise Haynes. The front has to make some noise for this game on Sunday on the early downs to put Geno Smith and that Seahawks offense into negative positions, put them behind the sticks, put them in a position where they have to obviously dig themselves out of a hard situation, be it 2nd and 13 or what have you. Those guys up front have to be the cause of creating negative plays for the Seahawks offense and really creating opportunities for the Panthers offense, obviously, by getting turnovers, creating long fields on this for the Seahawks offense. How does this young Seahawks offensive line handle this veteran group of Panthers defensive line? That's probably the second biggest key for me. And do the Panthers have an answer for Geno Smith, who has been lights out this year, guiding the Seahawks to their 7-5 record and 2nd in the NFC West behind the 49ers. It's going to be a difficult matchup because Geno has definitely been surging. He's found his second life up there with the Seahawks, and they have definitely been catering to him. He has picked up right where Russell Wilson left off when he left for the Denver Broncos. And for this Carolina Panthers defensive front, the defense as a whole, creating turnovers is always the key. But bigger than that is creating negative plays, negative yardage plays, particularly on early downs, 1st and 2nd down. Put the Seahawks behind the sticks and make it a difficult day for Geno Smith and this young offensive line. I predict that this defensive front will definitely be able to do that, controlling the line of scrimmage and making those negative plays. And it should be a good matchup and definitely a great opportunity for this Panther front and particularly Coach Wilkes' defensive-minded willingness to really see where his defense will go from here. It's been tremendous throughout the season, and I look for them to take that next step in this game against the Seahawks.
Before we move on to the Seahawks, let's check out this week's injury report. You take a look at Corey Littleton, the outside linebacker, had an ankle injury, questionable for this game, along with Miles Hartsfield, Matthew Ioannidis, and Xavier Woods. All right, it's holiday season and everybody in the Christmas spirit. Of course, we take a look at what happened this week as they celebrated the holiday event.
All right, well, we are kicking it off with a great show. We have so many special guests.
Up next, serve her with the Coca-Cola Cola Band.
Our Carolina Panthers and Coach Steve Wilkes.
This evening is a really special event for the Carolina Panthers, the Tepper family, and Coca-Cola Consolidated, as we host over 2,500 children and their families for a special Joy to the Carolinas celebration of the holiday season and give back event.
5, 4, 3.
So I love Christmas, like with a passion. So, I definitely, I try to go all out. My wife goes all out for Christmas because, truly during the holidays, a lot of families struggle. And, especially just, all the different circumstances of everything else that goes on in the world. My Christmas dream come true is being in the position I'm in now. I get a special job, a special platform, and, I'm able to take care of many more than just those that I love on Christmas. And so, that's a special thing for me. I mean, just growing up, you always want, and then now I'm kind of on the other side where it's like, I always want to give. And, that's a special thing for me.
Tonight, I had this moment of paying it forward and just being able to be blessed to be in this position to do what we do. And having the Panthers, Coca-Cola, everyone come together tonight. It just hits a little different this time of the year. It's magical. To give that to a family, to a child, that's really my favorite part. But to hug and have fun and laugh and see them eat candy and cookies that's special too.
Awesome. We got to meet the players. They've never met any of the players, and they were so nice. We took pictures and videos, and like the whole beautiful winter wonderland experience. It's awesome. The park is like a winter wonderland, like everything. My boys, we brought my mom out, so it's awesome. You had a good time?
Yeah. We brought all our kids out, and they were so excited all night. It's been something they've been looking forward to, so we were really excited also to bring them.
They got their Panther jerseys on, they got to meet some Panthers, and they got to sing some songs, free hot chocolate, and they got some really nice shoes.
We plan to help more than 2,500 deserving individuals tonight with food, winter gear, shoes, toys, just to brighten the Christmas mood and help others. Serving is at the heart of our purpose at Coke Consolidated, and we just want to wish everyone across the Carolinas a peaceful and joyful holiday season and Christmas season.
We'll be back with more on the Carolina Seahawks matchup, including 3 keys to the game. Stay with us.
At Heslop Wealth Advisors, our goal is to help small businesses develop quality retirement plans for their employees through our Lunch and Learn seminars. We provide lunch and learning tools to help your company succeed and unmatched customer service.
You're watching the Carolina Roar on ADSN!
Yeah.
Woo!
You guys are
And welcome back to the Carolina Pro Football Report on ADSN, also the home of your favorite sports magazine show, Chopping It Up with Buck, now airing every Friday on ESPN Radio. Be sure to check out every engaging episode. You can also find it on our flagship site, ADSN1.com. Now, the Seahawks offense has been rolling primarily because of the play of Geno Smith. Let's check in with Spanish radio analyst Antonio Ramos for the Carolina Panthers for more.
Crucial matchup for Panthers playoff hopes in the always hostile environment of Lumen Field. We know that Legion of Boom days are over, and this Seattle defense is not what Pete Carroll would like to be. They are the second worst defense against the run, allowing 155 yards per game. That's something Carolina, with their big back Deonta Foreman and that dominating offensive line, should take advantage of today. Seahawks defensive third down efficiency is bottom 6 in the NFL with 44.8%. They are also number 28 in points allowed per game with 25.3, and they allow opponents to score in the 60% of their trips to the red zone. There are certainly different ways to attack this Seahawks defense, but don't let those numbers fool you. They have a couple of bright individuals in that defense with run stuffer Al Woods, third-year linebacker Jordan Brooks, who is now really starting to play as a first rounder, trying to fill those huge shoes that Bobby Wagner left in Seattle. They got to be careful with Uchenna Nwosu coming from the edge. He has 9 sacks so far in the season, but their standout player to me is a rookie cornerback, Tariq Woolen. Outstanding coverage skills, 6 INTs so far. Not bad for him being a 5th-round pick in the last NFL draft. Panthers better be careful protecting the ball. The Seattle defense might not look good on paper, but they create a lot of turnovers. They are number 2 in this category with 21 takeaways so far. Of course, we know this team relies a lot on Geno Smith with his 72% passes completion percentage. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett have combined for 12 touchdowns in this season. And, you know, that DK Metcalf, JC Horn matchup will be a huge clash today as well. My keys for the victory: no turnovers. Sam needs to keep it clean. Of course, keep running the football and limit Geno Smith. Make Seattle one-dimensional with a bang-up running back group, and you might have a chance to win today and keep those playoff hopes alive.
Hi, good, how are you doing? Welcome to the Seattle Aquarium.
I've heard a lot about it.
It's a beautiful place. You want to come inside?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it.
Mike, this is a fantastic place. I see people filing in here steadily despite the weather outside. It's got to be really something for you guys to have this on display.
Oh, absolutely. Our first exhibit here is our Window on Washington Waters exhibit. It's a 120,000 gallon habitat of native Puget Sound wildlife. We've got salmon in here, rockfish, wolf eels, lots of just a really amazing creatures from the Salish Sea. A couple times a day we have a diver come in this exhibit and do an interpretive talk.
Hi Diver Katie. Hi Diver Nicole. Hello everybody. You're watching ADSN.
This exhibit in particular is meant to mimic sort of the crashing waves on the outer rock face of some of our habitats in the outer coast of Washington, because all of this water flows in directly from the ocean. So when this exhibit was first built, all these invertebrates that are clinging to the rock right now, they were not there. It was clean rock. And over time, they've just sort of built up and made their home in this habitat. So this exhibit is sort of mimicking the tide pools that we have on the outer coast of Washington, these intertidal areas where the water kind of comes and goes with the tide. These creatures are evolved to be exposed to air at certain times. We can touch some of these creatures. We have some anemones in here, some purple sea urchins. You could even get a little urchin hug if you'd like. It'll hug your finger a little bit. Pretty cool. People really love this exhibit. Well, here we are at our sea otter exhibit. I brought Nicole in, our marine science interpreter, to tell us a little bit about them.
Oh, I would be happy to. We have 2 sea otters that live here in our care. They're both females named Mishka and CQ. And as you can see behind us inside of the habitat, they are both on the haul out, which is the dry space. They do often sleep in the water, but they can haul out here at the Seattle Aquarium and have some dry space as well. In addition to our 2 sea otters, Mishka and CQ, we have 2 northern fur seals here in our care. Their names are Flaherty and Chidak. Sea otters are about 50 pounds. Our male northern fur seals can range between 200 and 600 pounds, and they gain and lose weight seasonally.
Joby, thanks for coming and exploring the Seattle Aquarium with me today. We saw a couple of our exhibits here, our main attractions, but there's a whole lot of other exhibits to see here. And we have special events and presentations happening all the time, so check out our website, seattleaquarium.org. You know, it's a great place to bring your family when you're on vacation here in Seattle, Washington.
That'll do it for this week on the Carolina Football Report pregame show. Of course, we'll be back later with the postgame show. Make sure to check us out on social media and everything else. We'll keep you updated throughout the game. Stay with us.
I'ma keep it going till there ain't none of that. Going till there ain't none, keep the flame on max.